Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, geek media, geek culture. Woo! How y'all doing? I'm Michael 7. Michael, you're watching GEEKCASTER. We're here live with Sensei Vegan. How are you doing, Sensei?
Dude, I said it once and I'll say it again. I'm doing well, sir. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, boy, see? Yeah. Yeah, Muggsy, yeah.
So,
My goodness.
we spoke a little bit about all the movies coming out.
Yes, we did.
We're excited. Sony's got a lot of properties on the table.
Yeah.
Other companies as well, DC. But this specific show, we're going to talk about the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Which is so cool that they even have this thing talking about the cinematic universe.
Yes. Okay. So where would you like to begin?
I think we should begin.
Begin or begin?
I can't even speak.
I
It's
know.
hot. I'm tired.
We need some water. Need some water.
I
sire.
need some water, sire.
Sire.
Where should we begin? Let's see. Actually, for everyone out there, you can check out our Instagram, which is GEEKCASTER. We actually have some updates on there on stuff as well. Okay, so let's start out with Blade.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize Blade is a Marvel property.
And we've been saying that for years.
A long time.
Okay, first we're going to get this out. And hopefully you can go back and actually put up one of the old videos we did. First of all, we've been giving Blade props for years, saying it was the first MCU movie. They didn't, for the longest time, they didn't want to give Blade credit. I don't know why. Blade was before Iron Man. It was before Spider-Man. It was the one, in my opinion, Mr. Wesley Snipes. I always give Mr. Snipes his props. That's the one that jump-started the MCU for me. Again, most people had no idea Blade was a Marvel character. We did. And we always give props to Blade and Mr. Wesley Snipes for knocking it out of the park. Still, hands down, one of my favorite Marvel movies ever.
It's interesting because not only it kicked it off, but it inspired a lot of other people to get into that space. When they originally released the film, I didn't even think Marvel's name was even on it.
I can't, I'd have to go back and check. I didn't even know. But I knew he was a Marvel character, but I didn't even
they didn't even want to be associated because I didn't think it was going to do well anyway.
And it went. It did
and then when they did the reprint and started putting things on DVD and stuff like that, then it was...
Dude, when I saw it advertised in the movie theater, and I can remember the first preview I saw is when he was running up that ramp with the sword to his back. He's running, and he did the flip. I was like, wait a second. I'm like, no, that's Blade, man. And we're like, who? I'm like, that's Blade. I flipped out. I flipped out the theater on that one. I'm sorry, I'm like dragging the mic all over the place. But I flipped out on that one. Yeah, I was excited.
So Mahershala Ali is going to play Blade.
I can see that. But
another great actor.
Excellent actor. But there's a big but.
Okay.
And I'm saying this to the people.
All right.
Directors, producers, whoever.
Right.
You can't have a Blade reboot without having Wesley Snipes in it.
Right.
You got to have him in it. Me personally, I would have him play Whistler.
Interesting.
I would have him play Whistler. I think he'd make a phenomenal Whistler.
Okay.
But you can't. To me, you cannot. I mean, think about a lot of these. Even on the some of these other comic book shows, in the different universes, they'll bring back original characters. Think about, I'm going back with Arrow, or The Flash. Remember The Flash from the 90s? He plays the dad.
Okay, right.
Remember, you understand what I'm saying? So go back and give him his credit. He helped jumpstart the MCU, put him in a movie, and I'm not just saying a cameo where he's playing a mailman or something. Have him come in and give him a good... No, seriously. They need that. Give him his props, man. Give him his due. Me personally, I would have him play Whistler.
I think that'd be great.
That'd be phenomenal.
That'd make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So.
All right, what else is going on in the MCU? Thor, Love and Thunder. What is that about?
Oh, okay. Now, I don't. You got to tread very lightly when we're talking about this stuff because people might take our words and, you know, bend them the wrong way. In the comics, Thor was played by a female at one point. Okay. So I think the woman that played his girlfriend in the movie, I think she's going to end up taking the mantle of Thor. That's oh my goodness, I'm so bad with names sometimes. What's the actress that played his girlfriend in the movie?
She wasn't she in Star Wars?
Yeah, I believe so. I forgot her. But she was younger too. She played in Professional. I think that's the same actress. That was. I looked at I am because. Someone else might ask that. My brain just went completely blank. Hey, it happens.
Does that really?
We look at so many movies. It's just insane sometimes.
I got you. Natalie Portman.
Sorry, Natalie. But they have her coming into play. A female Thor. But this is the issue that I have with it, and we had mentioned this before. Just make her a character. You have so many Marvel characters. Can't you just give her or make her another character? Let Thor be Thor. You understand what I'm trying to say? I don't think you have to piggyback off of other characters in order to bring someone in. If you're going to have her coming as a superhero, there's so many great female characters in Marvel. Have her play another character and let Thor be Thor.
I think in this time when finally there's they realize economically it's a plus because you know this is all driven by money, right? But socially, hey, the benefit of more people are being represented. Well, like you said, create more characters.
And they have
it's almost disrespectful, like okay, we're gonna have Superman. Okay, we'll give you the black Superman. That'd be great, right? But it'll be even better if you just give us another superhero.
Exactly. You know, I've been saying that for years. I mean, Marvel has a freaking extensive vault full of characters that they can pick from. That the female characters just
that you can build up.
But and pair them out with Thor.
We have to also kind of take the wins when we can get them. So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So that makes sense. So what I'm picturing is basically what happened during that time of Endgame. And there's a whole movie of him going
That's what it's going to be? That'd be...
That's my guess by the title.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
because people aren't that creative. So let's see what
they do. Even the first Doctor Strange. See, the thing with the first Doctor Strange movie, I know people that I say, hey, you gotta go see the movie. It's really, really good. They saw the movie and they're like, man, that movie sucked.
Really?
But yeah, but this is the thing with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was the type of movie to me, you had to be a comic book fan to really appreciate Doctor Strange. Because to me, that film couldn't be any better. Now, it could have been. I didn't like certain, some of the cast, the Ancient One, they could have made a better cast. I'm sorry. I'm just being completely honest. That cast choice made no sense to me. But anyway, besides that, I thought the film was really good. And it just reminded me of this classic Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? With the whole illusions and the upside down and jumping in and out of portals and all that. I thought that was really cool. So I enjoyed it. But I think you had to be a fan in order to enjoy it.
In order to really get the most out of it.
That's me.
I could see that. I can see it. That's my guess by the title. That's what you're gonna do.
But normally your guesses are spot on.
Yeah. Or we say it and then Hollywood decides to change it after.
Yeah.
But the multiverse, I mean, it's very problematic. We spoke about that. So I think all these properties, all these films coming out, it's going to justify the changes that they made.
Maybe.
Or be guided by the changes that they made. Now, talking about representation, Shang-Chi.
Yep.
The Legend of the Ten Rings. I do not know anything about this character. Do you know anything about him?
I don't know a ton about Shang-Chi, but isn't the Ten Rings, isn't that dealing with the Mandarin as well? Didn't the Mandarin, remember from Iron Man, have like the 10 rings as well?
Oh, wow.
That
goes back to like the cartoons and
stuff. And the comics. Yeah. So I'm not sure how they're going to play that, but that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty. again, representation.
Yeah.
About time. So we'll see where they're gonna go.
That'd be nice. I'm looking forward to that.
Now I'm gonna go a little off because I don't know if this is actually who owns this property.
Right.
But Battle of the Planets. There's a commitment now. They're gonna do it.
Now.
Also known as, I think, G-Force, right?
What?
It's happening.
Wow. Dude, I used to watch a cartoon as a kid.
So
I love G-Force.
That is the
Dude,
for
that
all those people running around talking about anime. If you don't know
G-Force,
listen,
wow.
G-Force, aka Battle of the Planets, and there's like 2 other properties.
Wow.
They basically started anime in this country.
They did.
As far as like a lot of the properties were inspired by those.
Speed Racer.
Yes, Speed Racer.
G-Force. Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know they were doing a movie. I would like, if that's done well, that can be a huge hit. Now, if it goes the route of like, please don't kill me. If it goes the route of like Power Ranger style, even though I respect Power Rangers and what they did, I watched something on. I know I'm kind of skewing off.
Right.
I was watching like a sort of documentary on the original Power Rangers. Those dudes were. That thing was huge.
Yeah.
That thing was huge.
Still huge.
It's huge.
Still,
as
far as
huge.
fan-wise, nostalgia.
Yeah, it's huge.
I'm actually surprised because I mean, like, G-Force in comparison to that, you know.
Yeah.
How is that surviving so long?
And I'm talking about even the main characters that played the original Power Rangers. They're still popular to this day.
Yeah.
They go to cons and just get mobbed. So it's like I give those guys credit because they did something phenomenal back then.
Could they ever do a live action of GoBots or Transformers?
That would be tough.
And it's interesting. Well, maybe after the show will probably happen, but there's no GoBot movie.
No.
I think Transformers are over. Like let it rock.
I remember I used to watch GoBots. I used to watch the GoBots. Yeah. Wow.
So that would be interesting.
That would be.
That would be interesting. Because even like Pacific Rim, that whole hype is really just GoBots.
Or you go a little bit deeper. Since you said Pacific Rim, Robotech. Would that be...
Robotech.
Dude, if they did a Robotech movie...
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for you younger ones, you new jacks, go check out some Robotech. You understand what we're talking about.
And Hollywood, do not do another Transformer movie.
No, let it go. Let it go.
At least for a good 10 years.
Yeah, let the dust settle.
Yeah.
And Michael Bay, if you need an idea, contact us.
I mean, you could blow something else up.
Yeah, we got something we can really blow up. Contact us. You think we're not joking when we say this?
Yeah.
We keep saying it's funny as we talk about certain things,
right?
And the stuff we talk about just kind of winds up in movies. Why is that?
I'm just saying.
We're just saying. We notice you guys noticing us. We notice you noticing us. We're just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there, Jimmy. Just throwing it out.
I'm sorry.
There.
We're kind of. So let's get back. We're gonna funnel back into the MCU.
Okay.
This is my. I don't want to say issue with the MCU.
Okay.
But the timeline's all out of whack.
It is.
Everyone's talking about Endgame, aka the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right.
Infinity Gauntlet came out in 1991. Okay, they're talking about the comic books. Now, I was always saying, and remember we were saying this before, where they're going to go after this, and I kept saying Secret Wars, and I believe that's where they're going to go. Right. Secret Wars came out in 1984.
Oh, wow.
7 years. Is that 7? Yeah,
actually,
7 years.
It's interesting. When 2 movies ago, you predicted they were going to do Secret Wars.
Yeah, and I believe that's where they're going now is with Secret Wars. But my biggest thing is, how can you have Secret Wars with no Iron Man?
Right.
Iron Man was in Secret Wars. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Right. If they're going to say, is it another timeline, and then they're just going to kind of leapfrog back to Secret Wars.
Because then everything you do, I say this is also for you kiddies as far as writing stories. If everything is changeable and everything is fixable, then nothing matters.
It doesn't matter what happens.
Right. So then why am I invested?
Exactly.
You know, it's like those shows that The Walking Dead got to a certain point. See, Walking Dead was really awesome in the beginning because there was some character you were going to fall in love with that are most likely going to die.
It. Yeah, they're not going to make it.
And that got you to be invested in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But then when your favorite crew, no matter what, they make it through all the time, it's like, well, why am I watching this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing.
Well, they knew
the
certain
timelines.
Yeah, exactly. I think they knew what Walking Dead. There was like certain characters. If they let go of them,
right,
the show was going to nosedive. It was going to tank.
Right.
So they had to.
And you know, it wouldn't have. All they had to do was get and write better characters.
We know that, but
well,
did they know that? So.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
We know that. Super excited. So I think Battle of the Planets.
Yep.
I'm actually more excited about that than He-Man. I'm actually more excited about that than we mentioned another one that was like old school that waited a long time for. Right up. Well, no.
Avatar. What you're talking about?
Mortal Kombat. Battle of the Planets.
I would go Battle of the Planets, even over Mortal Kombat.
Even more than, because we haven't seen it.
We haven't. We haven't seen it. The thing with Mortal Kombat, it can either be real good or it's gonna be real bad.
Right. That's it.
Because I mean, it's one thing to see the fighting and stuff, but you need a script. You just can't go off the characters and special effects. You gotta have a good script.
Right.
And it's hard to take those fighting. Dude, it's hard to take a fighting game or any video game. Put it this way: name 2 video game movies that really made it, that were really, really good. Out of all the video game movies they made.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That's the hard.
Most video games don't make
Resident Evil.
I didn't even like that. Because even the first Resident Evil, it wasn't like the game.
The second one was better than the first one.
And they don't do very well. So it's like...
Good franchise, but it could have been consolidated to one great film.
Yeah.
But I can't really think of the Lara Croft thing didn't work.
It didn't work. I think the only film, honestly, that had been really, really good because the story was... You had a lot to build off, and they never made it. They did a like an independent version on Netflix, Halo. I think Halo would have made a phenomenal film if they could have ever got themselves together and bought it to the theater.
Right.
They did something, Halo ODST or something like that on Netflix. It was okay, but these other like Blood Rain and Street Fighter the movie and all those things, they weren't any good. They weren't any good. So it's very, very tough to make a video game into a movie.
Street Fighter, they messed up really bad.
They messed up real bad.
I got one for you.
What's that?
And they did 2 or 3. They did this one, and then they did like 5 other movies that were basically the same concept. Double Dragon.
Those were awful. Awful. Oh, dude, that was even...
Terrible.
That was even... Well, I think... Let me see. Oh, Blood Rain. You probably know that. That was a video game. Yeah, Blood Rain. Those were awful.
I didn't know that. Wow. You got me on that one.
Yeah, man. It's hard. It's hard to make a video game into a movie. My thing is, if I can play the game, why the frick do I want to go to the movie?
But how can it be? You have all the elements. You have characters that people love. You have a... If it's a successful video game, people like the main storyline. You just gotta build around it. How difficult can that be?
I don't think it's difficult, but for some reason, man, they never pull it off. They never pull it off. Now we have Sonic the Hedgehog coming out, and you saw when we mentioned that in the last show that came out, and it was just total mayhem from the crapball trailer. So they fixed the way Sonic looks, so we'll see if that works. But and you got Jim Carrey in it too, so we'll see.
I have one more film to mention. Before I want to hear your wrap up of your impression of the MCU.
Okay.
So, the film it's not even a film. It's actually a series.
Gotcha.
A prequel series.
Uh-oh.
Which gets a little scary.
Yes, it does.
The Dark Crystal.
Oh, no.
August 30th.
Okay.
The end of this month.
You know I got to say something about this.
Yes, go ahead.
And if I'm not mistaken, because I know you're a puppeteer.
Yes.
Jim Henson. Yes, Jim Henson. Dude, if they go the route of CGI in this whole thing, it's going to mess it up.
They're not going to.
Okay.
They made everything.
Okay.
And and it's interesting because only about 2 months ago they had a fire and they made an augra, and they had to rebuild her because it burnt up. Like part of the set burnt. So,
dude, they
had to hustle to get
everything
get going for the keep on schedule.
So that's at least they're sticking to the original format of the puppet. Yeah, because you can't do that thing any other way. And if you haven't watched Dark Crystal, you got to watch it. That hands down one of Jim Henson's best work as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they say that as far as artistic wise, that was his crown.
I love that
crown jewel.
I loved it. I'm actually excited. I just hope that they do it justice though.
Yeah,
they do it.
And I not only puppeteering wise, I'm not really worried about that. They're all great. I mean, the Henson company's involved.
Right.
I believe they still own that property.
Okay, nice.
So Brian Henson's involved and all that other good stuff. Thing is, I hope there's a really good story. The problem is through all the reboots or the continuations or the prequels, they rely so much on, but people love this already. We'll just slap it together and we'll do something and you gotta pretend like nobody knows this.
They gotta act like this is their first.
Yeah.
The gates just open or getting ready to open. You gotta you can't depend on past stuff.
Yeah.
And you're right. That's a good point. That's an excellent point. Yeah.
And that's where everything gets stank.
Tony Stank.
Yeah. So before we go, what is your take on the
MCU?
Yes.
Okay.
And for those that do not know, that stands for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes. Yeah. Right now, again, I'm a fan of Marvel. Have been a long time. I say this every show. Spider-Man got me into comics. I think the timeline's all over the place, number one.
Okay.
And the thing with Marvel, it's kind of a gift and a curse at the same time. It was great that they were able to take all their films and start merging everything in for, the end game.
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And I believe that they noticed that when they started doing that, it was taking some of the solo films and actually upping the profit that they were making. Because they start connecting stuff and people were like, well, I got to see this film in order to see Endgame.
Right.
Okay. I didn't like I'm being completely honest, some of the solo films weren't that great. But for me, it started gaining steam when the characters were together.
Right.
Winter Soldier, Civil War. It's just like when they were together, it was just like magic. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And I think now they notice that. So I believe they're going to go into Secret Wars. That's what I think anyway, because they have that formula to where, we got to link this film to this film to this film because it's just going to up the profit. I don't know, are their solo films going to do well? I know some stuff is going to the streaming, but if it's not connected to something bigger, are people going to go see it? You understand what I'm trying to say?
That makes sense.
It was like, think about Captain Marvel. Now, I'm not getting on Brie Larson. I thought she did a fair job. I thought she did a good job. She did what the directors wanted and what was written. But honestly, would that film have gained that much money or made that much money if it wasn't connected to Endgame? No, it wouldn't. People will say, well, I got to go see it because it's connected to Endgame.
Right.
So I think they're going to connect these films so people go see them and they're going to build up to like Secret Wars. But remember, like I said, Secret Wars was actually before, it's been all over the place.
Right.
Secret Wars happened, it was 1984 is when it came out. And then Infinity Gauntlet, or Endgame, that's what they call it now, was in 1991. So it's actually backwards. So I'm thinking, why didn't they do Secret Wars before they did Endgame? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't understand why they did that. But again, I'm not in charge of the MCU. I think
But you could have been, though.
Yeah, but I have my own baby to look after. So I'm just saying, from a writer's standpoint of view, I would have put out Secret Wars first because you can't have Secret Wars to me without having Iron Man in it.
Right.
You can't. You can't.
So.
And War Machine, as much as I love War Machine, is not Tony Stark. So.
What's your social media, sir?
At Vexed Comics. You can go there and check out our stuff there, or you can go to vexedcomics.com. You can go there for our merch. We got books, we got hats, we got a little bit of everything, graphic novels, and go there. Please show your support for Vex Comics.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
And you can check me out, Michael7Michael on Instagram. as well as, of course, GEEKCASTER. Go on Instagram, support the show. Go to GeekCaster.com. If you have your own animation, your own talk show, your own series or film, you can be a part of the platform. Check out all the information on that. Looking for more people to get involved with our GeekCaster community, the fam going on there. All that stuff is great.
I'm making my spirit bomb right here. Hadouken! I know, Hadouken Street Fighter, I'm just saying.
Oh, man. I'm super excited about all these films.
Yeah, dude.
Listen, we're getting to see all the things that we wanted to see. The technology's there. Streaming is there. You can see it on your devices at home. But after this wave, we're going to need some original stuff, man. At some point, we got to create some stuff.
We're coming.
You can't have nostalgia without creating something in the first place.
And that's when we step in.
Okay.
That's when we say we're going to fill the gap.
Yes.
Vex Comics is going to fill the gap. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And gentlemen and ladies.
Ladies, gentlemen, kids, pets.
Okie dokie. So.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. So, yeah. So, check us out, GeekCaster.com. And, oh, wait. You know what? I was going to ask you something.
Yes.
Are there any superheroes in the MCU?
Yes.
Or even DC?
Yes.
That you feel will not get a solo movie that need to get a solo movie?
Wow. That's a show in itself. Who would I like to see get a solo movie? Wow. Dude, you put me on the spot. And I would have, you put me on the spot. Who needs a solo movie?
Well, actually, we could do a whole show on that.
We could actually do a whole show on that.
I thought, let's do that.
Yeah, because that's...
There's a list of people that I can't limit it to one, but I wonder if you could.
I couldn't limit it to one.
Yeah.
I couldn't. But that's...
There's a bunch that aren't getting a shine. The problem is that they're kind of half doing it.
You would need a character that you can come in and do a solo, but if you could build, that you can build off of.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm trying to say.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
But the excuse is, well, we're not going to put money into it, but we don't want to not do it, so we'll give them a series.
I'll give you one.
And I wish they would stop doing that.
Yeah. That's kind of, that gets on my nerves. I can't give you one. Can I give you one?
Yep.
They did it, and they did it completely wrong, and they effed it up. And I think he needs a do-over.
Okay.
But I think if they do it over, they need to bring him back as, you ready?
Cool.
John Stewart. I think they need to do a Green Lantern movie and do it right. Are they? Or are they bringing him back as John Stewart?
I would confirm.
I would leave Hal Jordan alone, and I would bring him. I would bring the brother in.
It is happening, and you know what? We should do a show and put some information about that. But that is in the works. But they're not committing to say which version.
Dude.
But it's gonna happen.
They need to bring the brother in. Trust me. Bring the brother in. Yes.
Cool.
And we'll hold the rest for another time, because that's